want to be Superwoman.
Ooh.
But we're not. We're one woman. We're
Yeah.
literally one woman.
Rochelle Moffitt doesn't do small talk. She does radical reinvention, and no woman is left behind.
Everything I had to do had to be about becoming bankable.
Re-entering the workforce simply wasn't an option. So she did the impossible.
When I launched Tickle Pink, the personal branding agency, I didn't even have a website. I just knew the problem I was going to solve and how I was going to help people.
What about when lives?
There have been sleepless nights. There have been what the actual fuck moments. There have been just so many things.
Before we rebuild, it first needs to crumble, and that is painful.
A Marie Folio quote is, everything is figure-outable. If you do invest time into your personal brand, it will open doors. What would be worse if I didn't give this a go?
Tune in for the blueprint for reinvention, the motivational talk you didn't know you needed, and to learn the exact framework to create a killer personal brand. Rochelle, oh my God, I am beyond excited to have you here today, because when I first got introduced to you through your sister and I started hearing little bits and pieces of your story, first of all, it was a recognition party. I was like, oof. And it is a story of death and rebirth. Like, if you think about the phoenix, tell me about the phoenix. Tell me about the moment that kind of highlights that complete destruction and rebuilding cycle that is you and your life.
When I look back on my life, I've actually been through a lot of rebuilding. I probably just didn't realize it until 4.5 years ago, when I decided that I didn't want to be married to my second husband anymore, and that I was had a great 4 years and didn't want to do 50 more years. So had to kind of really make that huge decision and change my life. But my mum had had 2 divorces previously. I had one divorce, so I was on to my second divorce. And not that divorce is the theme, I think it's change is the theme.
Yeah.
So change has happened a lot in my life from when I was very little, and I don't see it as scary. I just see it as, okay, cool, new direction. What is the opportunity? Where does this take me? And I actually do get to do the whole Phoenix thing and rebuild.
Yeah.
The biggest path of that rebuild place actually, though, was just under 2 years ago, and I had to really work out what I wanted to do with my career. I was finding getting a job really difficult after walking back after having time off with my kids. I wasn't able to walk back into the level of role that I had before, because I didn't come with the clients or it just didn't come with anything other than my experience. And so I decided I would sit one day, give myself a bit of space, sat on my bed, got out my highlighters and felt pens, because that's what everyone should do.
But really, there is something
actually,
magical that happens chemically in your brain when highlighters in different colors, especially when they're pretty colors.
All the different colors. Yeah. We're going to get rid of the brown. Brown is not welcome.
Nope.
So we had all the highlighters. I was reading through this beautiful book, and I was actually going, what are my core strengths? What are the values? What are the things that light me up? What am I great at? What makes me special? And I went through this, and by the end of it, I kind of worked out that I wanted to do personal branding for women, specifically women. And why that was is because a big part of personal branding is backing yourself. And I've always had the ability to back myself. But what I didn't have, and what I found out that day, is that I really, really needed to believe in myself.
Ooh, what's the difference between backing yourself and believing in yourself?
The difference of backing myself is I can go out there and build a business, not a problem. But the real true belief of going,
when the behind closed doors, when no one's watching, really knowing.
I am going to do this. I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to do it my way. I had one of my dear friends who was helping me on this kind of journey. She had said, why are you just going to do it for women in business? You're shutting out 50% of the market. And I'm like, because that's what I've magically come to on my piece of paper.
That's what the highlighters told me.
Pretty much. That is what the highlighters have told me. So believing in yourself is knowing so damn true to your core that you're going to do it your way and back yourself doing it your way, not just backing yourself needing validation from other people.
I love that. And that is incredibly powerful and near impossible, especially when it comes to radical change, which is something, per definition, you've never done before. You don't have the lived evidence that you'll be able to do this. So where do you find that knowing? Because it's beyond belief, I would say.
Oh, if someone else can do it, why couldn't I do it?
Yeah.
Like literally. Or I can have people around me that can help me with the stuff I'm not good at or can't do. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You just have to have the absolute gut belief that you can find a way. You can find a solution to the problem. I mean, a Marie Folio quote is, everything is figure-outable.
Yeah.
I 100% am down with that. Everything is figure-outable.
I actually love that so much. And it's something that's so important to hear. I think everyone needs to let this land in your body, in your system, that it's not about having all the answers. It's not about knowing all the things. It's about knowing that whatever gets thrown your way, whether that's in business or in life or in romance, that you have the skills and the gusto, the will to figure it out, to just navigate it. Maybe not perfectly. What the fuck is perfectly, though?
That's why I think people get caught up on. So I, when I launched Tickle Pink, the personal branding agency, I didn't even have a website. I just knew the problem I was going to solve and how I was going to help people. And the website was not going to stop me doing it.
I have a question about it. I love that so much for the simple reason that your business is a personal branding agency, right? So it's about presenting yourself. So the irony, which, to be fair, for me would be such a selling point, because I'm like, it's such a flex. It's like, I don't need this fancy website. I just know my shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it was also
and
your
please
first...
do not look at the website. It is horrific. It's getting an upgrade.
Brought it up. This is your kick in the ass. Damn it. Shouldn't have mentioned the website.
I know.
But I love that, because it's a personal branding agency. So you launching the business and looking at the website or not having a website, I'm like, that is boss.
Yeah. But what I can show you is what I've done for my clients. I can show you.
But not when you started it. That was your first time in the entrepreneurial world.
Did have a few other little businesses. They were kind of like tester businesses, you know. I'd actually probably refer to them as my hobby businesses, because I didn't really go all in. I didn't really back myself, and I didn't really have to. This has changed. This is full tit. I full tit into this
business.
Yeah, full tit. So I'm full tit into Tickle Pink, and just helping people with their personal brand and make sure that they can shine. So it's shining a light on everything that they do and that they're good at. I needed to start shining it on me so that I could get clients, but I wasn't going to let anything get in the way of bringing in the money, because that is what it had to be. Is everything I had to do had to be about becoming bankable, which is a term that I use often. So bankable in reputation, bankable in money, bankable in the life that I wanted to create. I don't spend any time doing anything shit that I don't want to be doing.
That doesn't move the needle forward.
Correct. That doesn't move the needle forward. I'm really conscious of that now.
Yeah, and it's such an important part of it too. And for that, in order to do that, you need your highlighter moment, because you need to know, where am I moving towards in order to figure out what moves the needle?
Correct.
But I'd love to circle back for a second to the hobby businesses, because it's so important. I think when I look at Powerhouse Diaries audience, it's female founders in every stage, from dreamers who are like, I have this vision, I want to get started, show me the way, I don't know how, to seasoned serial entrepreneurs, multi-seven-figure businesses.
You have an ambitious audience.
Yes.
They have extreme ambition. When I'm saying hobby business, I did it on the side. I'd pick it up when I wanted to or when I didn't want to. And if I wanted to go and play tennis or have a tennis lesson, because I actually, to be fair, I can't play tennis. I'm really shit. I prioritized everything other than my business.
It's not a business, it's a hobby.
It was completely a hobby. Whereas this is not. This is a business I want to grow into a legacy. I want to be able to sell it one day, hand it down one day. It's not going to end when I end.
Yeah. What was the driver, besides necessity for income after realizing you weren't going to re-enter the workforce, but what was the driver that made this business different from the other hobby businesses? Was it a vision? What was it?
The biggest thing is that I needed to now have an income by myself. So I didn't have a partner or anyone else to have support. So it's me.
Yeah.
So that was a huge driver. And I had played around with some other service businesses or product businesses. And I was like, I love people. I love people. So I love relationships. So again, when I had my highlighter moments, it was about people and the connection with people. So I'm really good at connection. I love relationships. I take the time to care.
Yeah.
So doing a product just didn't work for me. I had to come back to how the hell was I going to make some fucking money?
Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So personal branding. I read an article today in
Stuff.
Yep. That's where it was. And you said like your personal brand is your currency.
Yes.
Right. Tell me about that.
Okay, so this is the whole bankable framework that I believe in. Your name is your greatest asset. Your story is something that nobody else has. Your experience isn't. So whether you're at the beginning of your career or, towards the end wanting board roles, literally your personal brand is the thing that opens doors and gives you opportunities. So whether it's through relationships, reputation, your IP, which is the content you create, the book that you might write, the business that you do, if you do invest time into your personal brand, which everybody can do, it will open doors. So it is a currency. Your personal brand is a currency, and that's what I want to be able to help people do. Take them from where they are now to where they want to be.
Yeah.
But the currency is not just in monetary value. It's about all the assets that you are building around your name and yourself.
Absolutely.
And for what? What life do you actually want to be living? Who do you want to be working with and hanging out with?
And why?
Yeah. Who do you want to be spending time with? So the bankable framework is all around, right from reputation to assets to a whole range of stuff, anything to do with making your name your greatest asset.
Well, and it is. And the beauty, it's not just a currency or your greatest asset. I also really believe it doesn't depreciate.
Nope.
Like it just increases to grow as you grow and evolve.
Unless you're a dick. And then you're
what did we learn today? Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, well, we did it. Nailed the podcast.
Yeah,
that's it. Okay, good
Thank
one.
you for
Enjoy.
coming.
Yeah. No, completely. You just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, actually don't be a dick.
That
or
was-
maybe be a dick. And that's part of the fact that, part
Maybe
of your
that's-
brand.
It can be part of your brand. Like
Yeah.
literally, I'm just reminded during COVID, in lockdowns, we had, my kids and I had some ground rules. It wasn't me. I had ground rules. And number 1 was don't be a dick.
Yep.
Number 2 was refer back to number 1 and the rest.
I love that.
But it is so...
Just that's it. That's the number 1 rule for life.
Don't be a dick. Okay, fair. Let's not. But what about when lives, which is something you've had your fair share of moments of meltdowns in fetal position under the desk and, rebuilding. And before we rebuild, it first needs to crumble, and that is painful. What do you do when the reality doesn't really match the image, the brand that you've built, curated, and how do you still show up authentically?
That's a really beautiful question because everybody has wobbles, whether it's professional, personal, combination of both. I think it's actually not, it is being authentic. If you look through any of my content, you can probably see when I'm having a great day, when I'm having a slight wobble. Professionally, you need to not lose your shit all the time. But I think it also gives an opportunity for people to help. So whether it's an authentic conversation or an honest conversation that you're having behind the scenes with someone, if you don't share your vulnerable moments, then people don't have the opportunity to step up and help you.
And that's why we're here. That's why we have these conversations. It's so important, but this is the second time that you've mentioned something about accepting help, which is something I so rarely hear when speaking to high-achieving women in business. The idea that we need help is somehow portrayed as a weakness.
I think we portray it as a weakness. So we see that we want to be superwoman. But we're not. We're one woman. We're literally one woman. So you don't need to do it all. You don't have to have it all together. I really do believe in seasons as well. So at the moment, I'm going through my extremely jam-packed work season, and I have got people to help me. My partner is doing majority of the stuff at home so that I can be in the season of work. My kids understand that I haven't been at cross country, but that's okay because they understand the season that I'm in, and I've been there plenty of other cross countries.
And you've explained it to them.
I have explained it. So it's all just about communication and not feeling bad. We actually literally can't do everything, and I don't want to live in a hustle culture. I don't want to be burnt out. I want to do my best, and I want to bring my A game, which sometimes is not my A game all the time, but I know that I try. It can
still be exhausting from time to time.
but I know that I try my very, very best.
Yeah. So how do you kind of determine your seasons?
Yeah. It's really depending on what, going through. A few years ago when I did have the second divorce, that was a season of trying to unravel that marriage, sort out houses and financial stuff. And to be fair, anything on top of that is quite a lot. That's a huge undertaking anyway. So whilst you're still trying to work, do children, or everything else is huge. So I think the seasons are kind of priority. whatever's
the seasons
floating
are kind
to
of
the
jammed
top
down your throat.
Yeah. Then that is the season. But also I spoke to a gorgeous woman the other week, and she was in the season of rest. She'd just written her third book, and I was like, "Oh, come to these networking events and blah 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 blah." And she was like,
"Fuck no,
no, I'm in my beanbag with my book, and I'm hibernating, and I'm in my season of rest." And I was like, oh, that was cool. Yeah, I might have
That's
a
kinda
season.
sexy.
Yeah. I was like, sweet.
Wait, and is that a boundary?
Yeah. So it's knowing. It's just knowing.
One of my coaches back in the day, Preston Smiles, taught this framework that actually, literally 2 nights ago, I was sitting and revisiting, and it's about this. And he talks about balls. You're juggling all the balls, and you can do it all and have it all, just not all at the same time, right? So you need to determine what are your glass balls and what are your rubber balls. Because a glass ball, you drop it, it shatters into 1,000 pieces. It is near impossible to, reconstruct it. A rubber ball, you can drop and it bounces and it bounces and it bounces, and you pick it up whenever you're ready. So every season, when I feel things are shifting, I literally take a piece of paper and the highlighters.
Yeah.
And I draw the different balls that are the different silos of my life. And there's a couple that are always glass balls. It's my health, it's my children.
Yeah.
Those are always glass balls, not
non-negotiable.
optional.
Yep.
But I identify for this next season, and that's not a fixed amount of time.
No.
What are my glass balls? What cannot drop? And anything that doesn't feed into that is definitely a maybe.
Yeah. And if not, a no.
Yeah. And if not a no, because it can bounce and I can pick it up. It doesn't mean I ignore everything else, but that does begin and end with clear and very honest communication that not everyone is used to.
No, they're not. I have never heard the glass ball, rubber ball. So that is incredible. Thank you for sharing that with me. Like, epic.
It's helpful, right?
Yeah, it really, really is helpful.
It's ridiculously simple.
I think where people get juggling so many balls or get into the juggling so many balls, and sometimes I get in there myself, is not having a clear plan of where they want to be. So they kind of just ambling or really fast ambling, but have no real direction. I've got told, because I do have a lot of directions, by a very wise woman once, you need to have one island and row there, because when you have multiple islands, you're not rowing anywhere. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. So I still have multiple islands and I'm rowing everywhere.
I was about to say,
but they're in the same-ish direction. They're part of a bigger island cluster.
It's Fiji, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love, because that's the thing, right? Especially if you're a, let's call it, multi-passionate woman. It's very much the same. I go for multi-passionate over just like ridiculously chaotic ADHD brain. And multi-passionate. But what is your litmus test for what is a full body fuck yes and a hell no, or at least a no, not for now?
At the moment, it's predominantly around business and establishing my business with reoccurring revenue so that I can continue to build it and aiming for financial freedom, right?
Yeah.
So if that means that I miss out on a girls' lunch, then that's okay.
Yeah.
The past, I would have had complete FOMO about it. Now I don't. And all my girlfriends are completely supportive because they know where I'm going and what I'm trying to achieve. So it's just having that clear direction of where you want to go. And then if I'm not doing that, I want to be spending time with my partner and my children, and I want to be going on holidays and then fit in the girls' lunches or dinner around it. But as if people know where you're trying to get, they actually start helping you get there.
Absolutely.
So it's a really beautiful thing. So the focus just comes down to where your vision is, where you're heading.
Yeah, being clear on that.
Yeah.
So take us back. You had divorced your second husband, decided, okay, the workforce is no longer for me. I'm going to start my own business. I'm just going to go. Yeah. You're in full-blown growth mode, right? Like just zeroed in on your island. And you're like, hey, you know what? Oh, you also have a new partner, and together you have 6 children in a blended family, mind you. And you wake up one day and you're like, hey, you know what? I think what I really need right now is to organize one of the largest New Zealand business events. Have I ever done it? No. Is it going to be awesome? Absolutely.
Of course.
Tell us more.
Okay. So where this came from is there was a business event last year that many people went to. One of my gorgeous girlfriends was speaking at it, or actually 3 incredible New Zealand women were speaking at it. Anyway, my girlfriend Anna was speaking, and I had been earlier in the day. I'd taken Amy from my team. We were really pumped up about it. We decided to leave because it was just sales pitchy and horrible. So we left. I went back later to watch Anna speak, and she did an incredible job. And then from that, she had written a LinkedIn post the next day just saying she didn't realize that was the type of event that she was supporting. Lots of comments came on, and I messaged her and I said, you've got to create an event. She messaged back.
You should really do that.
She messaged back and said, you do it, I'll support you. And I was like, great, this is sweet. I mean,
how hard can it be?
I do events. My mum owned a dance school with 1,500 students. We threw concerts. I can do this, like, not a problem. So anyway, that's it. I'm off to do this event. It started off with the working title, The Dance Floor, because for me, my most favorite quote in the world is Jackson H. Brown Jr., opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. And I wanted to create New Zealand's largest dance floor to help people with business, business relationships, connections, do the deals, like hear from the business greats. I wanted to create that. So anyway, so the dance floor gets underway. Then it turns slightly bigger than her, and we now have 26 incredible speakers.
Amazing.
It is called Revved because it's about revving everybody up. And I just love the whole kind of, oomph behind it.
Yeah, just the energy.
Yeah. Think if any of you guys are music fans, think James Hype, like Sandstormers, like boom, boom, like really, yeah. Think super exciting, revved up. The speakers have been briefed to not talk about the past, but to talk about what they're doing in the next 18 months.
I love that.
We want to know what they're up to, not hindsight. Forget that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Off we go.
But that's so often it's like the same talk of, kind of listing your resume.
Yeah.
And whilst very impressive, and I'm sure there's learnings to be shared, but like, let's look ahead. And I've never seen that at any business event.
It's pretty cool. We've got the Future Forces, which is Simran Kaur, Kate Gatsfield Jeffrey from Moody, Stephen and Srav. They are talking about where they're investing their time, money and energy in the next 12 months. These guys have built multi-million-dollar businesses, like freaking crazy. So we've got all these cool people bringing the energy to the room, and to be able to create a business community that lives longer than the day is really important to me.
Yeah.
So we've got ongoing events after that. We've had an AI agent hackathon already. We've got another one coming up. Networking meetup. So it's just trying to bring the New Zealand business community together to do business. We don't want to talk weather unless it's part of your business. We don't want to talk kids, again, unless it's part of your business. We want to talk business. How do we shift the needle forward for New Zealand business? So that's where the Revved baby was born. And gosh, it was a lot. It's a lot more than I imagined. If anyone's thinking about doing events, give me a call and I will chew your ear off about
we'll tell Anna to do it.
how big these things are. So we've got amazing people coming. We've got from social media managers to CEOs to board members, investors. It really is going to be the dance floor for New Zealand business.
I love that quote, the dance floor. I've heard of the principle a million times of if you want to catch the bus of opportunity, you have to go to the bus stop. It's not going to come by on your couch.
I haven't heard that one, but I'll also be using that now. So I've got glass balls, rubber balls, and a bus of opportunity.
There we go. But I love that perspective.
So, and to be fair, my boobs are on the line with this, completely. So this is make or break.
I'm just so confused. I was for a second, I was like, what's going on with your boobs?
Yeah. Well, why am I going to say balls are on the line? I don't have balls.
Oh, yes.
My boobs are on the line. So I know what it's like when people are in business or about to take that leap.
Ooh.
It is scary. There have been sleepless nights. There have been what the actual fuck moments. There have been just so many things. But what would be worse if I didn't give this a go? Then I would have kicked myself in the pants.
And that is it. Because in your singular vision, in your island of creating recurring revenue and financial freedom, taking such a risk, investing in an event doesn't quite fit the bill. But
it doesn't.
But
it could.
It will.
It will.
It will eventually. But short term, there's a high risk.
It is like creating any brand or any business. You have to invest, whether it's combination time, money, a lot of more time.
I know.
Add some extra time.
And then some more money.
And a big thing for me is it does fit into that cluster of islands. I'm able to put my clients on stages. So I am building stages. One of my very first clients said to me, he goes, why don't you go and speak in Paris? And I was like, oh God, why would I speak in Paris? Actually, why wouldn't I bloody speak in Paris? So he kind of put me on this little trajectory of, I'm going to make these stages so that we can have a space where we share epic vision, able to give people the opportunity that wouldn't have necessarily the step up to get them on those stages. So
and access to each other.
To each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited.
Yeah, to get from where you are now to where you want to be is literally a bunch of conversations.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the right people.
Yeah. Oh, it's so important to get in the room. And that can be a virtual room, that can be a literal room, but to really connect on a meaningful level with like-minded people who are there to build and co-create and collaborate.
I've found LinkedIn an incredible tool to help growing my business and to be able to build those relationships. So I'm waving the LinkedIn flag over here.
Yeah, teach us your way.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this on any other platform, don't. Go
No. I love the other platforms too. I just from a connection relationship point of view, it's been a really powerful platform for me to be able to connect with lots of people, and it's given me the most insane opportunities. So what is Instagram your favorite platform, or what's your go-to?
I am shifting. I know.
Hang on, where are you going?
I am leaving. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with social media in the best of times, but Instagram is definitely where at least the brand, the Powerhouse Alliance and Diaries is doing extremely well.
Congratulations. It is doing extremely well.
Well, it's literally not me, because you can see all I post is this, right? Because this is
you. You're bringing people together.
Yeah, well, I mean, the same.
Yeah.
Pot, kettle.
Yeah.
But personally, I really am making more of a shift towards LinkedIn. I was on LinkedIn actively when I was back in corporate 20 years ago.
Yep.
And shifting to Substack.
I know. Substack's a good time, isn't it?
I am also secretly a bit of an author. Completely different, completely unrelated to this, like novels. But I love writing and storytelling
Wow.
in every single way. I used to own a storytelling agency, and I'm really excited about Substack. And it's also, some of you will be watching this on Substack because it creates the opportunity of so many kind of mixed media and in-depth content and editorials. So yeah, that's kind of where my new hobby project is, where I'm actually looking forward to creating content for. And actually, we were talking about this, creating a bit of a personal branding guide, like with the do's and don'ts, and that will be on Substack. So if you're listening to this anywhere else, go to Substack and go check out that bonus material, because that's only available there. But back to Revd. Yeah. Back to this event. All right, going back. The big event. Okay, for anyone in New Zealand, and then I'm going to stop with this shameless plug, because we're just saying how we're like, didn't like these events because it was a sales pitch, but I'm selling it because I'm so excited. There's no sponsorship going on. I just think that an event, first of all, the guts to organize something like this, but also an event that's so forward thinking and out of the box, and is asking these amazing, accomplished entrepreneurs questions, not about what they've done, but about where they're going, is something worth plugging. So where can people find Revd?
Revd.events. Go and have a look, or connect with me on LinkedIn or my socials, and you will find it. It is New Zealand's Business and Leadership Summit. And as I say, we've got a range of people there. So yeah, come along. We would love to have you. If you're ambitious, you belong in the room.
Yes, awesome. We will also put all the links in the show notes and everywhere. You'll know where to find Rochelle. I am guessing, if I had to put my money on something, it would be on the fact that you have heard the following a lot, where people see you, your life, what you've created, and they're like, yeah, but it's different for you.
She's so lucky.
Why
is she so lucky?
I don't know. Tell me, why are you so lucky?
Because I believe in luck. I was actually just talking to my little sister about this today. My son went to bingo yesterday at the school holiday Pauanui Club thing, old people club. But anyway, they do it. Yeah,
old people kids.
But yeah, and he won. Not only bingo, he won the line, and he won bingo. And I said to him that night, I was like, "You're so lucky." And he's like, "And my mum?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're a really lucky person. You know how mummy's lucky? You're lucky too." And I believe if you can look for luck. I found a 4-leaf clover because I look for the magic in things. I can see opportunity when other people get stuck. So I kind of, and my daughter will tell you sometimes she doesn't want the solution. She just wants me to listen. So I've got to be, I'm being aware of listening rather than just coming up with these solutions all the time. But that's how my brain works. I think I'm lucky. I win stuff. I enter stuff. Half people don't enter, so just enter.
Well, there you go. People are like, it's such an old joke about this guy's like, I never won the lottery. He's at the gates of heaven, and it's like, you never bought a fucking ticket.
Yeah, so I believe in luck. I believe I'm a lucky person. I look for the magic and stuff, and even if something shitty comes along, which shit happens, I just choose to look at it differently. It doesn't mean that I don't have a fucking poor me moment. I have those, but they don't last that long. And what I have learned is that through communication, you can actually solve most things, or at least if you communicate with people so they know where you're at, they can give you a little bit of a break,
Yeah. Everything you're saying is like resonating so deeply. I think I heard someone say, but he was talking about, you're not a victim of your circumstances. You're a victim of your perception.
That is a great quote.
And that literally was such a mind-blowing moment, because it's true. It's the very same thing can happen, and you can look at it as this is the end of the world, and you can look at it as this sucks balls, and an opportunity for growth. And I think there's actually really powerful research that backs your theory up. They did a study where they gave 2 groups of people a newspaper, and half of the room identified as unlucky people, like life was difficult, And the other half were Rochelle's. Were like, everything good just happens to me. Life is a game rigged in my favor. And they gave them all the same newspaper and said, please count the number of pictures in this newspaper. On like the third page, there was a big picture that said, you can stop counting now. There's 42 pictures in this newspaper. And the people who self-identified as lucky were like, and I'm done. Here you go.
Yeah.
Most of these people just saw it and were like, done.
Trust.
The people who didn't identify as such didn't see the picture.
Missed it.
That's the thing. I was lucky, so I found the clover. They didn't see, same newspaper, same print, everything. Missed the giant picture saying, you can stop counting. This is how many there are. And then took twice as long and often miscounted as well. And that's
fascinating.
Just with their own belief.
So fascinating.
Yeah, I think it is really, really crazy. And I think also something I've learned, and I'm curious to hear your perspective on this, because I used to think that was really one of my superpowers, my ability to literally find a silver lining on a giant turd, like everything. I'm like, yes, but da, 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 da. And I also had to come to a conclusion at some point that it was almost toxic positivity, because there's also learnings in difficult situations. So you also don't want to completely be like, oh, this is amazing, guys. Yeah.
I think it is just the fact that there is some hope within it. Some people have gone through horrific stuff. So I don't want to take away from that. And to be able to see a silver lining in some things is pretty damn near impossible. Yeah. But then you still look at the ones that have been through horrific shit and a horrific season that come out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that is just based on their mind,
their
mindset, and knowing that they can somehow get through.
Yeah, and I think that circles back to, what we were talking about before in starting a business without knowing, what you're doing. It's knowing that you can navigate what comes your way. Right?
Yeah, it is. It's just navigating.
This is a question that I like to ask everyone, and sometimes I forget, but I love it so much. What would you say is your most fabulous fuck up? When I say fabulous,
which one?
Well, I mean, we've got some time, but I classify a fabulous fuck up as something that in the moment felt like the end of the world. And
as I say, which one? Not leaving an emotionally and psychologically abusive relationship early enough.
Guilty as charged. Ooh.
I knew it was not right from the start, but I went with it anyway. Naivety, young, thought I was in love. Thought I knew what love was.
Oh, that's a whole different podcast.
And I didn't realize until I was sitting with my lawyer, and she was like, honey, this is not normal.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy?
Not normal.
Isn't it insane how someone like you, someone like me, who generally I would say is confident, functioning, all of the things, needs to have that moment where someone mirrors it back. And if I think back, if a girlfriend of mine had told me 100th of what I experienced, I would have been ready with my pitchfork. We ride at dawn. Let's go.
We're off. Yep.
For myself, nope. Took other people and years to acknowledge.
I think because you come from a place of love that you want to help that person, but really you can't. They can only help themselves.
Yeah.
and maybe they're not ready to, or maybe they don't want to, or maybe they're completely fucking unaware. I think also I enabled it because I'd never called it out because I was too scared to. So again, I didn't let him have the opportunity to learn because I was trying to make the eggshells less. So that was my greatest fuck up, but also something I now look back on and go, maybe I genuinely care so much about people believing in themselves because I've been through this shit where I didn't believe in myself.
Yeah.
I didn't back myself in the relationship.
Yeah.
I backed myself out in the big wide world, but not there. So if I die and you all come to my funeral, and I've already got the playlist and everything sorted, but that's again another podcast.
That's I'm intrigued, I gotta say.
If people there say, Rochelle, help me believe in myself, my life is the greatest life ever.
Yeah. You've won.
Yeah, I've had a great life.
Yes, don't do that yet, though.
No,
like,
no.
Just like, I really want to go to Rev. Like, it would be such a bummer.
There's heaps of other stuff. Oh, that will still go on. Yeah.
The show must go on.
Yeah,
people.
the show must go on. Yeah.
One piece is we'll go in the Substack. We'll go specifically into really how to build a powerful personal brand, like the do's and the don'ts.
Yeah.
But what would you say to the female founder out there who is building a personal brand on social media templates from some social media guru, and maybe copy pasting with the best of intentions what she's seeing other people in her field doing, and not getting the traction, not getting the result?
Because she's blanded, not branded.
Oh, it rhymes, guys. I know. And it's an alliteration, then it must be true.
100%. There you go. What I would say is that stop. You want to be different. You cannot service everybody. So really understand who you are. I have a really simple shine method that I'll talk you guys through quickly.
Yeah.
S is for self. So you must know yourself, your values, everything you stand for. Find out, do the highlighter situation, write down what you love, what experiences you've had, and just really pull out yourself and what you believe in, because your story is the only thing that it can differentiate yourself from anybody else.
Yeah.
So no one can copy it. So don't try and copy anyone else's. The next is H, your humans. Who do you help? Who do you serve? Who is going to get from here to there because of the content you create, the business that you've got, the product that you've made? Who are the humans that you are helping? And please don't say everybody, because then you will be talking to nobody. So just like I have a personal branding agency, we have collected the men that want to work with us and we love them to bits, but we are unashamedly a personal branding agency for women. Yeah. And that's what we do. That's who we target. That's where we turn up. I is your IP. And this is the biggest thing that I see people missing. So what is the IP that you're creating? What is the product? What is the framework? What is the way you do something? Package that up. Be known for it. Here is me showing you my Shine framework. I know it off by heart. Example. The next is network. So where do you need to be to build your network? This is online, offline, and real life. Look at that. What events can you be at? Make sure you're there. Again, online, offline. So know your network and know where your humans are. And then E is excellence. Actually consistently show up. So it's not a hit and hope campaign. You have to put the time and effort in. You have to give, and you have to know where you're going. So just be excellent at what that looks like for you.
Not perfect, but excellent.
Excellent. Yeah. So that might mean you're going to commit to posting on social media twice a week.
Yeah.
That's fine. Do your excellence. Do it really fucking well. It might mean that you might commit to doing 3 networking events this year. Cool. So when you can actually look at what excellent looks like, and then map it out for 12 months, you'll be so damn proud of yourself. And then the other nugget of gold I'd like to give is you don't have to have all of this sorted out. It will change. You might think your target audience or the humans you want to talk to are here, but you might end up somewhere else. So just start giving it a go.
Yeah.
Momentum has got this incredible power, and action creates confidence. So just go do it.
Yeah.
But not for everybody, for your little, you know?
And I love, to that point, just because we're sharing little tidbits that we're then repeating.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love all of this. It's like, just, you don't have to have the whole thing figured out. One of my favorite quotes, and I'm sure you guys, I must have said it a million times on here as well, because I literally use it for everything, is by Lady Rebecca Campbell. And it's from like an oracle card deck from the little explanation book. It's not even like a business related, but it just resonated with me. And she said, if you have the courage to follow the breadcrumbs of what lights you up, you'll inevitably end up lighting up the world around you. I know. And I'm like, so
that
all I
is
need
beautiful.
to do is get clear on the breadcrumbs that light me up and trust that intuition, because it doesn't always make sense. That's what you say. It changes. I have a plan. I have a strategy. I used to run a multinational, multi-million-dollar business. I was all about like 10-year plans. And now I'm like, I have a vague direction, but
the island. You might have to go on tour. Yeah,
exactly. But I've learned how to trust the breadcrumbs, even if I don't fully understand them. And because when you are lit up and genuinely believe in what you do, it's magnetic, and it's a permission slip for everyone around you.
It seriously is, and it's opportunity.
Yeah. I love this so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, if you are in New Zealand, come to Auckland. It is the 7th of August.
7th of August. Come meet us. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Come say hi.
Come dance on the dance floor.
Yes, come dance with us. Awesome. We will see you at Rev'd. You can find Rochelle and everything that she's about in the show notes.
I have one thing while I have the microphone. A thing that I love to be able to do is to highlight or shine a light on a beautiful woman.
Yes.
I would like to do that on my sister, Kimberly Crosman. She introduced us both. Without her, I perhaps wouldn't be sitting here. So I appreciate her. She is the most genuine, wonderful, just person and human. But so if you need to go and get some goodness in your life, go and check out my little sister, Kimberly Crosman. So
I
love it a bit.
Second that. Like I actually have never met her in person. But from the moment we connected online, she's just been a ray of sunshine. I've actually mentioned this to her as well. Yeah. And she will be coming on the podcast when she's next in town.
Yes.
So watch this space, guys.
Yeah.
You will all get to meet her and get a little bit of her golden sunshine
glow
nuggets.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for doing what you do for other women and giving them the chance to have the microphone and share. And for all of the audience, you make such a massive difference by letting them hear these stories. It's almost like they get to eavesdrop, right?
Yeah. That's the idea. I was like, I want people to feel like they're here with us.
Yeah, it's just magical. So thank you very much on behalf of us all. You're a rock star.
Oh, that means the world. Thank you.